I'm Rabbi Deborah Bennett. I'm the new coordinator of the Shabbat Family Study program here at TBS. In preparation for our next Shabbat Family Study on October 30th, where we will be studying Hayei Sarah, we have a few examples for you of a classroom situation that Rabbi Lucas is teaching. We're going to take a look in at the situation, and you can let us know which one you think is a better option. So here we go.
Well, hello class. My, look what a class this is today. Well, look who we have. We have Cantor Barnai, we have Mrs. Solomon, we have Mrs. Gila Hadani Ward, we have Rabbi Bayer. This is really quite an exciting class for me to teach. So let's get ready and let's begin.
Oh, Rabbi Lucas?
Yes, Cantor Barnai.
I have a stupid question to ask.
A stupid question? I'm about ready to teach a class and you're going to ask a stupid question? I don't have time for stupid.
Freeze! That wasn't very nice. Let's see if you could do this better again. So, action?
Oh, wow, look at the class that we have here today for us to teach. We have Cantor Barnai, we have Mrs. Solomon, we have Mrs. Gila Hadani Ward, we have Rabbi Bayer. This is quite an exciting class. I can't wait to get started with all the important things that I have to teach.
Oh, Rabbi Lucas?
Cantor Barnai?
I have a stupid question to ask.
No, Cantor Barnai, there are no stupid questions. There are only stupid answers, so you're off the hook. I'm the one who has to worry. All questions are good questions. All questions are important questions. We have time for them all. Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
So, clearly, the second one was much better than the first. The first Rabbi Lucas wasn't very nice. The second one, I'm sure, is a class you'd rather be in. This same debate was actually in the Talmud, except it took place not with Rabbi Lucas, but with two of our most famous rabbis, Hillel and Shammai. Someone came to them with a question also. The first guy comes to Shammai and has a question. He says, could you teach me all of Judaism while standing on one foot? Well, Judaism is so big and so many materials, so many books, that Shammai realized that was a bit of a stupid question. So he treated him as in our first example, and he says, get out of here, I don't have time for you, and dismissed him completely and sent him away. Hillel had a very different attitude about questions. And he said to him, oh, that's a very good question. And he actually gave him an answer. That which is hateful to your neighbor, don't do, and therefore, and all the rest is commentary. And then went on to welcome the man and embrace him, and ultimately he became a convert to Judaism. We at Judaism, and I think the approach of Hillel, which is really the approach of our tradition, is one that values questions even more than answers. It embraces questions, it encourages them. And that's good because the Torah portion that you're studying this week is just filled with so many questions. The whole Abraham story that you have been studying, we've been troubled by so many questions, and the Bible really has given us very few answers. In fact, the Talmud says that 10 times Abraham was tested. 10 times he was put in a situation where he had a question and he had no answer. So for example, the first time when we looked at Lech Lecha and God said to Abraham, leave your land, go to the land that I will show you. Abraham says, why? No answer. He's just expected to do it. And then he gets to this new land that God wants him to go to, and there's a famine. There's not enough food to eat. And Abraham asks questions. You brought me here. There's no food. Why? No answer. And then God promises that Abraham's children will be as numerous as the stars in the heaven and the sand of the sea. And Abraham's 90 years old and he doesn't have a child. Why? And then finally, miracle of miracles, he gets a child in his old age. And then God comes and says, I want you to sacrifice that child. Why? Again, question and no answer. And this goes on and on. Sarah dies in the Torah portion that we're reading, and Abraham in this land that was supposed to be his land, promised to be him and for his children, doesn't even own enough property to bury her in. Why? Good question. No answer. You're going to be discussing with your teachers a lot of questions about this Torah portion, and we really want you to embrace the questions. For example, you'll be looking into the relationship between Ishmael and Isaac. Were they rivals or were they brothers? You're going to look into the relationship between Rebekah and Isaac, and the question of how we deal with the loss of someone whom we love. You're going to look into the question of how do the Parshiot, how do these Torah portions get their name? We're going to look into the question of what makes a hero. And we're going to look into the question of what does Abraham want for his son when he's looking for someone for him to marry. Questions. The challenge that all of us face in life is living with unanswered questions. Which do you think are more important? The questions or the answers? Shabbat Shalom.